Let's kick off the week with fresh Rangers news. If you're a true Rangers fan, you've got to hear these updates. Today, we're covering 5 bombshells and a few extras. John Souttar's Rangers presser sparks fears of dressing room unrest as everything ain't rosy. Rangers title winner spotted in Turkey as his club search drags on almost 2 weeks after the transfer window closed. Rangers identify former Hull City and Middlesbrough defender as a potential free transfer addition. Club in talks with a Rangers player's agent over a transfer before Friday. Manager wants to be reunited. Rangers will have access to huge funds if the deal is finalized. Pröpper concern already as his signing adds to Philippe Clement's growing Rangers worries. Give that like button a tackle just like Lundstrom did in his last game for Rangers. John Souttar's awkward response in his recent press conference when asked if he agreed with Philippe Clement's claim that we wouldn't see the best of Rangers until October has set off some alarm bells about potential unrest in the dressing room. The way Souttar paused before offering a flat yes definitely raised eyebrows, and former Ibrox midfielder Derek Ferguson has picked up on the vibes, suggesting all might not be rosy behind the scenes. Ferguson's concerns aren't just based on this one presser. He's noticed body language issues dating back to preseason where players didn't seem entirely switched on. For an experienced pro like Souttar, who's been around long enough to know how to handle the press, that hesitant response could hint at underlying disagreements or tensions. And when those types of things start leaking out in pressers, it's rarely a good sign. Ferguson also highlighted the camaraderie, or lack thereof, on the pitch. The team's chemistry just doesn't seem to be clicking, and it's starting to show in their performances. Whether it's the relationships between the players or a disconnect with the manager's tactics, something feels off, and that's reflected in the lackluster results we've been seeing so far. Rangers are struggling across the board, and as Ferguson points out, the situation is starting to look a bit grim. It's not just about tactics or individual performances anymore. It feels like there's a deeper issue, whether it's dressing room dynamics, leadership, or confidence. Clement's got a tough task ahead to turn things around, and sorting out any behind-the-scenes unrest might be just as important as fixing things on the pitch. Ryan Jack seems to be edging closer to finally finding a new club, after months of uncertainty following his departure from Rangers. Having been a free agent since the summer, Jack has been linked with a move to Turkey's second-tier side Esenler Erokspor, as Turkish media reports indicate a deal is in the works. Jack, who racked up 210 appearances during his 7-year spell at Ibrox, has been keeping himself fit, even using Motherwell's training facilities, but the wait for a new club has dragged on since the end of last season. The move to Turkey would be a bit of a shift for Jack, especially after being spotted attending matches back home in Scotland, sparking rumors of a potential stay in the Premiership. His Instagram post featuring the Turkish flag and heart eye emoji suggests that he's got his sights set on a move abroad, and with the Turkish transfer window still open for another few days, he could finally be putting pen to paper soon. It's been a busy period for ex-Rangers players in Turkey, with Borna Barisic and John Lundstrom already securing moves to Trabzonspor. If Jack does seal this transfer, it'll be a fresh chapter for him after a successful, albeit injury-prone, stint at Rangers. And with James Tavernier also being heavily linked to Turkey, it seems Rangers' influence could soon be felt across the Turkish leagues. As for Jack, a move to Esenler Erokspor might not be the high-profile club some would have expected, but it offers him the chance to kickstart his career again. Given his experience and pedigree, he should bring a level of quality to the Turkish second tier, where he'll likely be a standout player. Rangers could be facing a significant shakeup at right-back, with James Tavernier's future in doubt amid interest from Turkey, while the club is reportedly eyeing Cyrus Christie as a potential replacement. Tavernier has been a mainstay at Ibrox for nearly a decade, but reports suggest that Besiktas, under former Rangers boss Giovanni van Bronckhorst, are stepping up their pursuit of the Rangers captain before the Turkish transfer window closes. Talks have allegedly been held with Tavernier's agent, though there's no confirmation of a formal approach yet. If Tavernier were to leave, it would be a huge loss for Rangers considering his contribution last season alone. 24 goals in 58 appearances is no small feat for a defender. His contract runs until 2026, so Rangers would likely command a decent fee if they were to part ways. Van Bronckhorst's desire to reunite with Tavernier signals how highly the Dutchman rates him, but it remains to be seen if a deal will materialize before the Turkish window shuts. Meanwhile, Cyrus Christie, a former Hull City and Middlesbrough defender, has been identified as a potential free transfer addition to fill the gap left by Tavernier if he departs. At 31, Christie brings bags of experience, having made over 300 appearances in the Championship and a stint in the Premier League with Fulham. While not a glamorous signing, his versatility and experience could be valuable, especially given the uncertainty surrounding Rangers' right-back position. Christie is reportedly attracting interest from several Championship clubs, including Coventry City, Millwall, Preston, and Plymouth, as well as clubs in Greece and Turkey. However, if Rangers do pursue him, it would likely be a strategic move to bring in a steady, reliable player who could slot in quickly, particularly with the club already going through a period of transition under Philippe Clement. Keith Wines is offering a bit of optimism with caution regarding a potential U.S. takeover at Rangers. He's urging fans not to paint all American owners with the same brush, given the mixed results across football. The interest from U.S. investors valuing the club at around £150 million could bring significant capital to Ibrox, and Wines believes that, if handled correctly, it could be a great thing for the club. Wines points to examples like Liverpool under Fenway Sports Group, who have brought success and stability, as opposed to the chaotic reign of Hicks Gillett before them. Similarly, Arsenal are on the rise under Stan Kroenke, showing that American ownership can be beneficial when managed wisely. Of course, Todd Boehly's high-spending but erratic stewardship at Chelsea serves as a warning of how things can go wrong if ego and impatience get in the way. The key takeaway from Wines is that Rangers, under smart American investors with real football expertise, could gain access to significant resources. However, he emphasizes that spending wisely is crucial. It's not about throwing money at problems, but building long-term success. Rangers could benefit from a light version of Boehly, investment without the over-the-top extravagance. If done right, the takeover could propel the club forward without risking its financial stability. Robin Pröpper's early struggles at Rangers are already raising concerns, with the Dutch defender facing fitness issues soon after his arrival. Brought in to replace Connor Goldson, Pröpper has been substituted in 3 of his 4 starts and missed the recent 6-0 win over Ross County due to injury. Derek Ferguson has voiced his worries, noting that Pröpper was supposed to bring leadership and durability, traits that now seem questionable as he's already sidelined with a muscle injury. Ferguson's take is clear. He's not yet convinced Pröpper is an upgrade on what Rangers had before, particularly players like John Souttar and Leon Balogun. The injury setbacks are especially troubling since Pröpper was marketed as someone who rarely misses games during his time at FC Twente, where he missed just 7 matches over 3 seasons. His early struggles only add to the growing sense that Rangers are still battling the same defensive instability they've faced in recent seasons. Rangers have been crying out for a settled center-back pairing, but fitness issues and inconsistent performances have plagued the team for years. Goldson's decline last season left a big gap, and while his time at Ibrox may have naturally come to an end, Pröpper hasn't stepped in to solve the problem yet. It's still early days for him, but with Rabbi Matondo out for months, Danilo sidelined for weeks, and Ridvan Yilmaz and Nico Raskin just returning from injuries, it feels like the club's injury crisis is getting worse rather than better. Philippe Clement needed his summer signings to hit the ground running, but Pröpper's fitness woes and other injury setbacks are adding to the pressure. Rangers are struggling across several positions, and with recruitment having been hit and miss in recent windows, the jury is still out on whether Pröpper will be the solution Rangers desperately need in defense.